This is going to be a very brief, to the point tribute to Rush Limbaugh. I never had the opportunity to meet him, but I think like a lot of you, listening to him on the radio, listening to optimism, common sense, and the fact that he was giving voice to millions of Americans every day. There was something about it that was encouraging, entertaining, and comforting. If Rush said it was going to be all right, it was going to be all right. And I know we're all feeling a sense of loss today. He saved AM radio. There's no doubt about it. And I'm in AM radio. I love AM radio. And so, thank you to Rush Limbaugh for saving the AM radio frequency, the format, for inventing and creating conservative media. Without Rush Limbaugh, there never would have been a Fox News, a Newsmax, a One America News Network, or any of the thousands of knockoff Rush imitators on air, and I guess I'm probably one of those as well. I'm reminded of the words that were used to describe John the Baptist. A voice crying in the wilderness. I still remember the very first time I heard him. It was 1991. I was working in Albany, New York as a car salesman. And I had gone into our service area, but into the detail shop where cars are prepped and ready for delivery after they've been sold. And I was checking on a car that I had to deliver to a customer that afternoon. There was this guy on the radio, and the stuff he was saying was like, at first I'm like, when did my dad get a radio show? And so I asked the guy in the detail department, I said, who is that? And he said, oh, that's Rush Limbaugh. I'd never heard him before. And then shortly after that, I saw he did a TV interview. And I've been hooked ever since. He reminded me a lot of my dad. I lost my dad 4 years ago. So for me personally, when I would tune Rush in, and I didn't catch him every day, but when I would tune Rush in for a few minutes, it was like hearing my dad. And now that voice that reminded me of him has been silenced. But I'll share this, and this is the end of my tribute, and I know that there are so many people in media who knew Rush and are doing incredible tributes to him today. The president was on Fox News today and did an outstanding tribute to Rush Limbaugh. I suggest you look that up here on YouTube. I'll say this. It's a discouraging time if you look at it in the natural. The man we want in the White House is not. And the voice that gave us kind of our marching orders and our rally cry and said what we were thinking is no more. But I remind you of another scriptural truth. Truth crushed to earth shall rise again. And so for those that think that they have won right now, that they're silencing the conservatives, they're silencing the right, I would just have this to say. It's not over yet. And in the memory of Rush Limbaugh, I think the best thing that we can do moving forward is to stand firm in our commitment to not only our conservative political ideology, but in the belief of American greatness, and that the best days are still yet to come. And for those of us who are Christians, we know that. Again, read the back of the book. We ultimately win. That said, prayers up for Rush family, and for those that knew him and are feeling a great sense of loss and grieving today. Prayers up for America, and keep looking up, because the voice, that one hasn't been silenced, nor will it ever be. God bless you.